Okay.
What's going on, everybody? My name is MT, and welcome back to Nerd Herd, a show where I just talk about nerd stuff, and either you care about it, or you don't care. And also a show I used to do before a movie about talking woodland creatures in space drove me into insanity, but, you know, who hasn't done that at least one time, or several 27 times in their life? Ah, man, I really ruined everything. Wow, holy crap, I've completely forgotten how to do this. Okay. Good news for everybody's favorite angry broccoli man, because we, the people, are getting, wait for it, an Incredible Hulk trilogy. Kind of. Not really. Not at all. But kind of. Because during a recent interview, Mark Ruffalo, the Incredible Hulk himself, revealed that both him and Kevin Feige, the head honcho of the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe and the god depicted in the first chapter of Genesis of the Bible, have been working together to form what will end up becoming a special 3-movie arc for Mr. Robert Bruce Banner and his murderous green pet monster that comes out when he gets a little bit agitated. An arc that will obviously start with the release of Thor Ragnarok in November, the month in which we all give thanks for all the wonderful people in our lives, like our fathers and our mothers, but most importantly, Kevin Feige and his amazing collection of unique hats. Because Mark Ruffalo said with his mouth, and I quote, basically, Kevin Feige pulled me aside before Thor Ragnarok and said, "Hey Mark, if you were going to do a standalone Hulk movie, what would it be?" And I said, "I think it should be this, and this, and ends up with this." And he was like, "I love that, Mark, you're a genius. Why don't we do that in the next 3 movies, starting with Thor 3, and then we go into Avengers 3 and 4. And I was like, that sounds great. And so, now we're at the beginning of this arc with Thor Ragnarok. Like, guys, this is extremely exciting news in my opinion, because if this Planet Hulk type scenario is starting this arc in Thor Ragnarok, then it would seem to me that this Hulk arc might just conclude with a World War Hulk type scenario in Avengers 4. Just saying, that's just my guess, because like that's kind of how things progress in the comics. And if that were to actually happen, it would also seem to me that I'm going to have to clear one day off of my work schedule just for weeping softly but openly alone in my room, because that shit would be just simply delightful. My heart would be delighted. But do you know what else is simply delightful? Peeing! After a long movie. It's one of the best feelings you can experience in this life. And, much like every Marvel movie, we were all wondering just how soon we will be able to relieve ourselves of all the yellow liquid inside of our bodies once Thor Ragnarok is over, because, for better and for worse, post-credit scenes are still a thing. A very beautifully annoying thing. Well, I am sorry to report to your bladder that Thor Ragnarok will have at least 2 post-credit scenes, with the first one being apparently slightly plot-related and the second one being a straight-up joke, according to Scott Mendelson on the Twitter machines. So, that being said, depending on how badly you have to go, that second post-credit scene may not be worth practicing that lesson in patience Professor Steve gave us at the end of Spider-Man Homecoming. But then again, it's technically not your carpet, so you can always just multitask and then buy a new pair of pants later. It's a win-win. Kind of. No. Like, I bet you guys $1 million that it's probably going to be another Howard the Duck post-credit scene, because that quacky bastard is everywhere. Even at your local robot brothel, where you do not expect talking ducks to be. But anyways, finally, guess which movie franchise just announced plans for a cinematic universe? You guessed it, 50 Shades of Grey. It's time for the Orgy Avengers. They're just as violent as the regular Avengers, except they never actually leave Orgy Tower, and there Nick Fury's eye patch is on his mouth for some reason. Don't know what that's about. He looks like a horse. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's Pacific Rim, which is a lot like 50 Shades, if you think about it. I mean, they've got whips, shock devices, painful ball torturing devices, the whole shebang. It's all you need, really, I think. I'm not really into that kind of thing, so do you torture your balls? I don't know. But anyways, word on the street is that Legendary Pictures wants to treat the potential success of their upcoming Pacific Rim 2 as the green light for a cinematic universe that they will start at the end of a potential Pacific Rim 3. Because, according to Pacific Rim Uprising director Stephen DeKnight, the plan was always to use this movie as a launching pad if enough people show up to this. We've already talked about the plot of the third movie and how the end of the third movie would expand the universe to a Star Wars/Star Trek style franchise or series where you can go in many different directions. I mean, I'm not too sure how I feel about this personally, considering that Hollywood is like bombarded with cinematic universes lately, but if this ends up leading to a Legendary Pictures King Kong, Godzilla, Pacific Rim team-up movie, I am 110% okay with putting a pin in any sort of apocalypse cancellation plans until that happens. I'm okay with that. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and if you haven't subscribed yet, do it, or just leave a thumbs up, or share this video. That also makes me happy on the inside. And after you do that thing, hit that ding so you can get upload notifications whenever I upload a video. My name is MT, and you just heard a word from a nerd. Catch you guys later. Because according to I keep saying Specific Rim. It's Pacific Rim. It's not specific. Specific Rim is not a thing. MT, which rim are we talking about specifically? Which specific rim? But then again, it's technically not your carpet, so you can always just multitask and then buy a new pair of pants later. It's a win-win. Kind of. No, not at all. Don't pee in public places on yourself unless you have permission from the management. Don't think you're gonna get that, but just go for it. Doesn't hurt to ask.